This afternoon, you're listening to the Todd LaBorwit Show, Real Estate Radio and Salem Broadcast Network, WRC 1260 AM. I'm your host, Todd LaBorwit. This segment is brought to you by Topaz Mortgage, our preferred partner for mortgage brokering. In the studio with us now is Sol Gordon. He is the founder of Golden Insurance in our area.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Now, you're fun, Sol.
Never.
Oh, come on.
I'm always fun.
And you're very successful in the insurance business.
Don't tell the IRS.
Oh, God. You're completely different than anyone I've ever met. You are you're very successful at what you do. You give back to the community more than anybody I really know.
Seen. I do a lot of give back. We'll say 3 careers. I have insurance, which is mostly business type insurance. Real estate. I own a lot of different pieces of real estate. And my nonprofit sector, which I'm past president of the Police Boys and Girls Clubs of D.C., and I'm on a large number of boards, nationally, internationally, and alike. And we can talk all about that at another time.
Well, let's focus a little bit on the insurance. And just to show you how fun you are, I'm looking at your web page.
Oh, yeah? And you like that web page?
It's a guy in a man-made log house, and it says no fishing. What is that? Are
you saying that I broke the law?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm fishing. And on the thing, now that's that happens to be me in Vancouver at the Cipriano Bridge, and it's the Old Cedar National Forest, and I'm taking that photo. Actually, the wife was taking it, and you can't tell. Thank God that the pictures don't have sound, because I'm at the edge of my seat, and it is hurting with my legs up there, and I grabbed a twig, and she's snapping away, and I'm going, hurry up. And that photo is on the website versus a different type of photos that you always see by people. So it's makes them look at it and say, I wonder what else is inside that website.
It's interesting because it's just fun. And the same thing with your rollers. Everywhere I go, if I'm at an event, I see a Sol Gordon ruler.
The yardstick?
The yardstick.
You didn't get my plunger?
I didn't get a plunger. But the yardstick, everyone's doing sword fights and they're hitting people lightly.
Well, they're not yardsticks. They're attitude adjustment devices.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
I mean, they're everywhere. But let's talk insurance. Let's find out about I know you're the fun guy. Everyone loves you. But let's get to the meat and bones behind all this.
Right.
And that's insurance.
Insurance is it can be a very complicated and for the general public very confusing, because people just don't like insurance. They're forced to buy it if they own an automobile. If they own a home and they have to have a mortgage through Topaz, they can get they have to have a homeowner's policy. And they're forced to buy it. The reality is everyone should always have their financial needs covered. And it is and you really have to look at insurance as it's a contract. It's a contract between you and a carrier on the basis of whatever the terms in the policy is. And you take those, and if the policy will perform, the contract will perform, provided certain triggers, which we call losses, perils. And they'll pay out accordingly to whatever the terms of the contract is. So it's actually very easy. You just got to read all those pages of words.
Now, why would someone choose you over another company?
I've been in this business for 35 years. And I am what is known as an independent agent. And the independent agency force and there are a lot of us, and we represent many different carriers. I happen to represent about 25, and that's the way if an insured wants to find a good agent, you ask them, how many carriers do you represent? Because I have the ability to go to, for one insured, 25 different carriers, and it can be on their insurance program. So I can use several carriers for their program. It could be for property, could be for workers' comp, could be for auto. They all can be different because each one will provide pricing, coverages, and service. And service is something that you look at. Everyone says about certain, oh, we give good service. Well, I always believe in three principles. One is assume nothing. Two, think it through. And three is it is not your words, but your actions that define your mission. And four, I added on there, smile, because you got to enjoy. But insurance, and I get very involved when my insureds have a claim, because basically that's when I have to perform. The insurance company pays the bills, writes those checks, but I want to make sure that those checks are right. And that's where the insured, when they're talking to an agent, find out, will the agent get involved? It could be a small claim or it could be a very complicated large claim, but the agent should be there to get involved.
Great. So my moving on question is umbrella policy.
That's what
flood insurance, earthquake.
Umbrellas are used when it rains.
I understand that.
But if you think of an umbrella and all those little policies, like an umbrella policy, a flood policies, by the way, I understand that the federal government, if they make sure they renew the policies, but the rates are going up on flood. So everyone, if you're in a flood zone, the emergency flood zones, you're going to be writing a higher check.
But do you think everyone should get an umbrella policy?
If you can afford, if you want to afford it, it depends on personal lines, which is home, auto, and everything else. They're around between $115 to $225 a year for an extra $1 million. So it is worth it. An umbrella, like an umbrella, a true umbrella, it covers more than just the person, all that space that underneath the umbrella. That's kind of what an umbrella does too. It picks up other exposures that might not be under the underlying policy. Again, this is why insurance is confusing.
But I always personally feel that everyone should have an umbrella policy if they can afford it.
Yes. It's cheaper than trying to buy individual coverages. And
can you give me an example of someone that's used the umbrella policy?
Well, one of my carriers is Chubb Insurance. And Chubb's umbrella picks up nonprofit D&O for the individual, directors and officers liability. Now, the directors and officers liability for that nonprofit, they may have one via the board, but you individually have an extra layer of coverage. So if you have $1 million umbrella, that's more.
Wow. So let me ask you, you're also involved with these nonprofits.
Right.
And you're leaving soon, very soon, for, where are you going?
I'm going to Ireland.
Ireland, and you're taking 25.
We're taking 25 soldiers around the nation. We're going to Ireland. It's the Golf Digest Irish Tours with Heroes. And and these are individuals who, are wounded warriors. And they're relatively good golfers, but they've never been over to Ireland, and which is a true nature of golf. And those of you who have never been to Ireland or Scotland, it is different. It is a lot of fun, and these guys will have a joy. And it's great to see them get their confidence. What usually happens is that they've never played, or these guys have played, but their confidence level goes up tremendously, and you just watch them smile, and they really enjoy themselves, and most of them are taking their wives. I guess the wives will be running around trying to figure out where's some leprechauns.
And who's funding this?
This is being funded by sponsors. I was one of the sponsors, and Golf Digest. Through around here is the Salute to the Military Golf Association, SMGA. Jim Estes is one of the co-founders, and he's the pro up at the Olney Golf Park. And they're just, people who want to give back.
Wonderful. And how long are you going for?
We're there 8 days, 7 courses. And they promised me that it will rain vertical at least once.
What does that mean?
That means I
understand vertical, but
vertical just imagine, it means a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of cold, and you're going to be complaining like there's no tomorrow.
And it's going to happen at least once.
It better.
Well, will you take a picture for us so you can put it in the video?
Well, if we, I don't have a waterproof camera, but I'll find one. Yeah, we'll have some. We'll have plenty of videos of.
Take your camera. Isn't it insured?
Yes, it will be. It is insured, but no.
Well, by the way, if you're just tuning in, I have with me Sal Gordon from Gordon Insurance. I'm your host, Todd LaBorwit, and you're listening to Salem Broadcast Network, WRC 1260 AM. Now, Sal, we're running out of time, but I need to know, what are things that people need to get that they don't have?
A lot of people who are in the rent their apartments, they don't go out and buy a homeowner's policy known as an HO4 renter's policy. It's very cheap, $150 a year. It's an amazing amount of coverages. All they got to do is ask their agent, and when they put that together with their auto, they get a very huge discount.
So it kind of pays for itself.
It very well could.
Interesting. What other topic?
Other topics, beat up your insurance agent. Ask them a lot of questions. Don't be afraid. And
what's the hardest question to answer?
The hardest question to answer is, how come I said yes? Because every agent always says, no, you're not covered.
Why is that?
Because, people, that's tradition.
Explain that a little further. We're running out of time. I got to get this.
Good. More time. People, when they don't read their policies, and when they don't read their policies, they don't understand the coverages and the conditions. Again, that's reasonable.
But that's where they need to trust you.
Absolutely. But for me, I read the stuff.
Well, Sal Gordon from Gordon Insurance, thanks so much for being here.